Are you on your spiritual awakening journey? Do you feel like you're ascending and you actually would like to know, or maybe you have wondered what actually happens when you're ascending, when you're waking up? What actually happens on a deeper level? Now, if you ever asked that question, or if you ever wondered about this, then this video is for you, because I want to share with you some of the things that are actually happening as you're ascending. So if you want to get some insights about that, then stay tuned. Hello, the beautiful soul. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm super excited that you're here. Now, in case you don't know me, my name is Kay Sanders. I'm a divine messenger and celestial healer, here to assist awakening souls on their spiritual awakening journey, to really make sense of all that they're experiencing so they can really awaken to their power within, embrace their spiritual awakening journey, and then create more success, abundance, and freedom in their life, all while making a bigger impact in the world. Now, if that's you, if you're in your spiritual awakening journey and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, if you're new to my channel, I do want to invite you, please be sure to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new content every Tuesday and every Thursday. So you may have wondered what exactly happens as you're ascending, as you're waking up. Now, as you are on your spiritual awakening journey, you probably realize that you're experiencing a whole lot of stuff that you may not even are sure what to make of it, right? Because I mean, when you're awakening, there's so many things that are happening that simply are, it's a stretch. It's something that you have never experienced before, and you don't even know how to really best handle it, how to deal with everything that's going on. Maybe on a deeper level, you're actually wondering, what is happening here? What am I going through? What am I experiencing here? Why is this happening? Now, spiritual awakenings, they're really happening for a reason. It's your soul's mission in this lifetime. Your soul's purpose actually is to awaken, is to remember who you are at soul level, at that divine level. Because when you were born, you forgot. And you are meant to, there's going to be a point in your life where your soul says, okay, now I've learned all the lessons that I came here to learn. Now it's time for me to awaken, to really relearn who I am, and then also to step into what, for one, uncover and then step into your soul's mission. Because you are here for a reason. You're here to make an impact. You're here to impact humanity on whatever level is individually outlined for you, because your soul already has a plan in place, right? So now as you're awakening, you are really awakening to that part to uncover, who am I? Who am I at soul level? And then also, what am I here to do? But as you're ascending, let me just share with you exactly what happens when you're ascending. Well, the first thing is you are awakening fully to your divine self, your true self, like who you are at soul level. So that's really one of the things that happens when you are ascending, when you're waking up, is you're awakening more fully to who you are. And that often means letting go of a lot of the stuff that you have believed in up until this point, right? Then the second thing is you have to actually let go of an old identity, because you have believed to be who you are at this point. But as you're awakening, you are actually, which also brings me into the next piece, is you're being reborn to a new way of being. And that requires you to let go of that old identity, because as you were growing up, you developed an identity of who you believe yourself to be. Right? Whether it is, I'm good at this, I'm not good at this, I can do this, I can't do that, I am meant to do this, I'm meant to do that, all of those different things. And that also includes some of your habits, some of your traits, all of that. So that's your identity is made up of all these things that you have learned up until this point made your identity, made you who you are today. All of the bad things that happen also are part of your identity now, because you learned certain things about it and then you created certain beliefs around. So let's say you always meet people that just play you, that mistreat you, that don't value on those type of things. Then you develop certain beliefs that reflect what you've experienced in the past, right? You believe that, well, I don't ever meet any great people. They all just are out there to get me. Things like that, right? Or if you've struggled a lot and you're trying to, let's say, grow a business or whatnot, or, you know, move up in a career, but you always struggle, then part of your identity is, the belief is, it's going to be hard. I can't do that. I'm not good enough. I need more certifications. I need more this. I need more that. Things like that. So you have developed an identity your entire life up until this point, who you are today, that's your identity, that's who you believe yourself to be. Well, as you're ascending, you have to let go of that old identity. You have to let go of a lot of those viewpoints, those beliefs, the way of how you show up. Because as you're awakening, as you're ascending, you are connecting more into the higher realms. You are uplifting, you're connecting more with your heart. So it's more of an internal journey, going within, rediscovering yourself, who you are from within. And then you automatically, you show up as a different way of being. So you're really reborn. You're being reborn into a new way of being. Now, you may have also heard of the term, the dark night of the soul, right? That is also part of your spiritual awakening journey, your ascension journey, because during a dark night of the soul, that's the phase of being reborn, because you have to shed the layers of all that old stuff that you have believed up until this point. You're letting go of those old identities that you have believed in up until this point. So it's really that phase of being reborn. And usually that rebirthing process, going through a dark night of the soul, that's usually the hard part about your ascension, because part of you knows this is the most important journey that you could ever be on. And this is important to be reborn, to let go of all these old beliefs, because then you're also actually questioning a lot of things that you have believed up until this point. Because you are actually being activated from within the heart to really live more of a heart-centered life. Show up more on as a heart-centered way of living. And your ego, your personality, your identity is trying to hold on to who you have been up until this point. So during a dark night of the soul, during this rebirthing process, that as you're being reborn to the new way of being, it's going to be uncomfortable, depending on how resistant you are, how easy you allow this to unfold, or how much you really try to fight it. And the thing is, if you don't know what's going on, you may feel like you're out of control. You don't know what to make of it, and it's so challenging, and that's usually when the resistance comes in. But as you're ascending, that's really what happens, is you're being reborn to a new way of being, because then you start looking at things from a different point of view. Your heart will open up more as well. And then you feel more passionate about certain things. You will become more empathic, most likely as well, more emotional. And you just live more with an open heart, where up until this point, you may have been very closed up, in the heart region, because all these things that have happened to you, and you just kind of shut down, or you just try to protect yourself and all of those things. Now, it really depends on what you've gone through in your life, but during your ascension, it's really you're being reborn into a new way of being, really that heart-centered way of being, and not the ego-driven way. Because personality, and up until this point, we're not taught to really come from the heart. We're taught we have to do this and that and show up a certain way. There are certain people that have expectations, or just society has expectations, those type of things. So up until this point, you most likely were driven by ego rather than from your divine self, from that heart-centered way of being. And being reborn really only means that you would then come more from the heart. That's really one of the big things about the ascension process or the ascension itself, the spiritual awakening, is that you are being reborn into a new way of being. And I also hinted that the next thing is that you're also going to connect more with the higher realms. Maybe you're starting to, really embrace the spiritual way of looking at things, and more uplifted way of looking at things. Maybe you're connecting more with the higher realms, like really connecting with source, getting the divine guidance. Maybe you're working with the angels, maybe dragons, maybe fairies, unicorns. There's so many different light beings out there that you may then choose to work with, or you feel drawn to work with. And even if not, but your intuition, that will also then kick in as well, because you're awakening to your divine self that is connected to a source, to the higher realms. So that's also what happens during the ascension process, that you're connecting more with the upper realms, the higher realms, with source itself. And also you then awaken to your own source within as well. Which then also brings me to the next piece, is that as you're ascending, and as you're awakening more, and you're being reborn and connecting to the higher realms, then you're also developing your divine gifts. Now, you may already have some gifts. Maybe you don't. It really depends. I know for me, I didn't know about my divine gifts until I was 36 years old. That's when my journey started. But I've also met many people that have had their divine gifts early on. I know I had some early on, but then I actually shut them down for some reasons. But it depends where you're at, and wherever you are is perfectly fine. But as you're ascending, as you're really waking up to your divine self, you're also then uncovering your divine gifts. And most likely you have many. And with the more you awaken, the more you ascend. And it happens in stages. It's not that all of a sudden you wake up and poof, you all have all your gifts. It happens in stages as you grow ready to uncover the next gifts. Because you're really meant to use these gifts not only for yourself, but then also to impact other people. And here it is up to you what you do with that. You have free will here, but you're meant to use them for the higher good, for your highest good, and also the highest good for all people, in general, for the highest good of the collective level. And then the last part here is that as you're ascending, you're also raising your frequency, your vibration, where you then also, you vibrate at a much, much higher level. You move past any lack and limitation as you're really lifting yourself up in vibration. Now, this then also will help you manifest with more ease, manifest the things that you want, manifest more good things into your life, simply because you are raising your vibration and you're an energetic match to all the good things, the beautiful things that before you have had no access to, simply because you were at a lower vibration. So spiritual awakening and really ascending is a beautiful process that ultimately helps you change your life to the better. Now, on the way there, it can be very challenging, very frustrating if you don't really have the guidance, if you don't really know what to do or how to make sense of it all. And that's why I do believe you were guided to see this video for a reason. You have come across my channel for a reason. That's what I specialize in. That's what I do. And I hope you're going to subscribe to my channel. And if you already did, thank you so much, because it's going to assist you in making sense of what's going on. And I do want to also invite you, maybe even find yourself a mentor or work with someone that can help you on this journey, or do a course, read books, do something to educate yourself about what you're experiencing, because there's so many things that happen as you're ascending, as you're awakening. You become more sensitive, you experience things that you don't know how to make sense of it all. If you are an empath, you may also have those intrusive thoughts, and there's so many different things. And if you don't know how to make sense of it all, it's going to be very challenging. So, spiritual awakenings, ascending, beautiful, and it's the most important journey that you could ever find yourself on. And I hope you enjoy the journey, but also don't do this alone. Get the help, get the support that will make this journey easier for you. And you just watching my videos is already going to help you at least make sense of what's going on. You get the guidance, the input, and also suggestions on how you can really make the most of it. Now, I do also have a video I want to invite you to check out. It's the 11 most common ascension symptoms. So if you're not quite sure where you're at, if you're ascending, if you're awakening, this video can really give you some insights into some of the most common ascension symptoms that you may not even knew that what you're experiencing is part of your ascension. So I put the link below so you can check it out. But also, like I said, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like this content, do me a favor, hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It would also help my videos get more reach on YouTube as well. So I would definitely appreciate if you could do that. But now I have a question for you, and I want to invite you to leave a comment below and let me know, how has your ascension journey been up until this point? Has it been absolutely amazing? Have you been embracing it? Has it been absolutely challenging and frustrating and overwhelming? And how has it been for you? Or do you feel liberated as you're really on this journey, moving forward in this journey? I would love to know. Even if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to do a video explaining or giving you some tips and insights into whatever you're going through. But I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Be sure to check out that video about the 11 most common ascension symptoms, and I look forward to seeing you in that next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant, successful day. Namaste.